Down to do that, dude. I got some stuff I gotta let off my first grade chest.
Whatever, we're just gonna let people know.
Hell yeah, baby. Welcome back. Speaking Sporadically, episode 97. We are so glad to have you, ladies and gentlemen, you shining lads, listening to us today, bro.
Listening gals.
Sorry.
That did not work. Never mind. We're still doing it, but just.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, Devin came up with an absolutely stunner, one of the best topics I've ever heard us doing. So
I thought about that one for a while.
to start us off, Chief. We got any more news to tell the listeners? Just about pod updates? Anything you guys can think of?
Stay tuned for episode 100.
Yeah.
It's going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah. Frickin' like and subscribe, guys.
Yes. Follow us on our socials at Speaking Sporadically. Everywhere.
And hit the gym.
If you want.
No, dude.
You can be fat like me.
I don't care who you are. Get in the gym.
What does the gym do for you?
Well, Exhibit A. Exhibit
Nothing.
B.
And nothing.
Okay, let's go listen to episode 10. Let's go listen to episode 10.
I know, it's so funny how the times have changed.
He was talking about his whole gym, his gym arc, dude. He was deep in there, bro. Like, he was talking about how over his freshman year of college, he's going to put on 15 pounds of lean muscle.
Did I say that?
Yeah. Well, I made the joke. I'm like, yeah, your freshman 15 is going to hit you hard, Devin. You're like, yeah, freshman 15 of lean muscle.
I mean, my freshman year, I probably did, bro. It was close, because I really hit the gym, like, once I graduated. The first summer out of graduation.
Yeah.
I was, and then probably about the first semester of freshman year, I was hitting the gym a lot.
Yeah, then I think you kind of died over winter.
Yeah, it's when the cold hit that I kind of shut down. And I got back into it a little bit once the warm weather came, then it just fell off again. But I'm working on other things now.
Yeah.
Just becoming, a beast all the way around. Like, I don't even have to work out anymore. My muscles just grow.
Trades.
My muscles just grow. I just tell them to.
Bro, you used to be shredded.
I know.
That first summer out of college, bro, you were ripped.
Now I got love handles. No, you tell them it was Isaiah's idea that you had. Because do you have a story to go with it to start it?
Dude, I got tons.
Oh, okay, because I don't have any, but maybe once you start talking about it.
Yeah, some weird stories from his childhood.
Maybe you start talking about it. It'll spark me.
But anyways, what we want to talk about today is we want to talk about our early education teachers. And, like, we want to preface, like, blessed teachers, bro. That's a pretty hard job to do, you know. And
especially with us, dude. We were menaces. I'm not even going to lie.
I especially say that because, like, me personally, I don't think I could really ever do it. Like, I like being around kids, but every day, no way.
I couldn't teach, no.
And, like, have to make progress with them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, in the brain department.
That'd be difficult. And then you throw on how we acted in school, bro.
Yeah. And even if you are an absolute perfect teacher and you have a perfect classroom, there's still stuff that's just going to go down that's going to be funny or memorable or something.
Yeah. But, no, we were sitting around trying to think of a good subject, and we were talking about the most embarrassing moments in our life.
Yeah.
Like, crossed our mind. And
we kind of figured there was too many of those. And we
for you. We didn't want this whole segment
to be
about you.
Yeah, I quickly dismissed it because most of it we couldn't really say.
I actually got a list on my phone of, like, certain things I think about at night.
Look at it for pre-workout, bro.
Like, do you think of? Do you remember, like, cringy stuff that you did, or like?
Oh, hell yeah.
The most stuff I did, I forced myself to forget about it so that I actually have.
There's definitely some of those.
There's a few things that I remember that, like, I'm not gonna say. I mean, they're not bad. They're not, like, terrible. There's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna flame myself like that.
I feel like sometimes I'm overly cognizant of, like, my societal. What's the opposite of oddities? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Like, overly concerned with it. So anytime I do something I think is awkward.
You'll tell me when I'm doing something dumb. Like, it wasn't a big deal until you brought it up, bro. Just chill.
I didn't,
like,
yeah.
I tell this to people all the time. If you ever want to make yourself cringe, go to any old chat you have and just scroll up. Like, and even if at the time and even now it is the most normal conversation and, like, everything you said was completely normal and, like, cool and everything, I promise you it will still burn your insides. There'll be, like, one thing you said that'll just be like, just make you want to do that.
I'm just so thankful I didn't have access to Instagram when I was in, like, 4th and 5th.
Oh, man, that's one of my favorite things is a scroll past.
Oh.
Trey Trey had a banger one. I don't know if it's still up or not, but he's got some awkward ones.
Jason's old Instagram.
Yes, bro.
Absolute gas.
His little
It
dunks
is.
or whatever he was doing with that. You know what I'm talking about? With the little
yes.
mini basketball
I
hoop.
mean, we all have this. I think I still have an old account. I don't know. Remember,
I
what's
never.
all on it.
I didn't have an Instagram
can't
account
find
until
it.
like freshman year or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm the same way because I didn't get my iPod till I think junior high, and then I got my phone right around my license. I think like a little after like 16.
Yeah.
I still have to this day. I haven't posted.
I made
anything.
one Instagram post 8th grade year for the Washington D.C. trip. And I didn't make my next Instagram post until like my senior football season ending.
Yeah, I know.
5-year gap.
Yeah.
only for the really important memories. That's what they're for. But yeah, I could get in. I could start with one like. Oh man, there's so many.
How old are you going back?
Well, I'm not going to stick with first grade, but I remember
To the beginning.
Like elementary?
My first grade teacher did not like me, bro. Did not like me, and I was very well behaved.
Hold on.
What?
The lace in my sweatshirt,
Did it disappear?
it's barely in there. I got to get that out. You keep
Oh, that's
telling
fine.
me.
That's always clutch. Right
But
before you
I don't know why she didn't like me.
first grade.
Yeah. Well, probably because the first day of school, or like the second day of school, or something like that. I didn't realize we had homework due already, and I didn't turn anything in. She's like, "All right, everyone, put your things over here." I'm like, "I missed this." So I already started the whole school year off with. Sorry, you looked at it funny, with 0 out of 5 or whatever it was, but no, this one. All right, so this one time, lunchroom, first grade. I'd say like midway into the school year, like it couldn't have been it was too early on. I got in trouble because I took like one of the like real minuscule crumb. It was
Jacob, you want to look at the time on the camera?
oh yeah.
If you can look at it, tell me what's that.
You're gonna have to
No
get
idea.
closer.
Yeah, hop up there
Okay.
real quick.
I got so it was popcorn chicken, and you know the breading and popcorn chicken. Breading came off a little bit, so I took this breading, and I don't know what compelled me. Are you laying eggs over here? Almond eggs? What's going on? You warming it up?
All right, we're at 8 minutes right now.
All right. But I took this little crumb, and I don't know what compelled me to do it. But I took this teeny little, you can't even see this thing, and I flicked it. Like, just flicked, like, picked it up off the table, and I just flicked it
This
onto
was
the
in
tray.
This is in the lunchroom.
Yeah, it was in the lunchroom. So I flicked it onto the tray, but the tray sloped, and little first grade me didn't understand physics, and it went whoosh. And the girl sitting next to me was a little tattletale rat. I'm not even gonna lie. was just out to get me for some reason. I was trying to think of someone nice to say, but no. She just went directly, like stood up. I don't even think she ate lunch that day. Stood up, went to the teacher, bro, tattled on me.
Because a piece of crumb went in the air.
Well, and I tried to like, just like,
yeah.
but
Did it hit her?
no, it just
Why'd
went
she
up and it
tattle
landed
then?
on the ground, and I couldn't find it because it was like a crumb.
Yeah.
dude.
Why'd she? Whatever.
So I went, gosh, tattletale rat, bro. I don't know what to tell
Trying
you.
to get people in trouble.
I'm gonna pretend like I don't remember her name. You really want to hear it?
I wouldn't mind knowing who it is.
All right, so
We'll have to double check, listen to make sure that's.
yeah.
Not
Oh,
in there.
I'm sure it was out. So the weird thing was, I went through my whole. I didn't know she got up to tell on me. She didn't say anything to me, and then I went through my whole lunch just having a dandy old time, eating. Didn't flick any more crumbs. Like that was the one thing I did. I didn't even think about it happening. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I just ate my lunch, went back to the classroom, and everyone was sat down. It was like quiet reading time, or maybe we were taking a quiz or something. But everyone was sitting down quiet, and this lady, or the teacher, waited till everyone was in that room to have me stand up by the door in front of everybody and publicly embarrass me.
Wow.
And normally I wouldn't, like, if I mess up, I mess up, and I'll admit it. But why are you doing that to a first grader, man? Why are you doing that? She's like, so I heard you were throwing food in the lunchroom. I'm like, I was confused because I like the crumb was out of my mind. So I'm like, why are you throwing? No. So she's like thinking I'm lying already, and she's like, I heard you flicked some food up into the air, and I go, oh, well, it was just a crumb. And she's like, just a crumb? And I go, yeah. And I'm trying to explain it. And then she interrupts me again. She's like, there's no such thing as just a crumb. And I remember those words.
Wow.
Dude. Every time I see her, I remember those words.
I mean, there definitely
and
is.
I'm like, yeah, there is. And that was like the one time I've ever spoken back to a teacher, like, ever, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, there is. I guarantee it.
Why do you think they came up with the word shoddy? Come
Yeah,
on. Are you twipping right now?
All right. And she's like, no, you're going to go back to the lunch ladies and you're going to apologize to them right now. And I'm like, are you coming with me? And she's like, you can do it on your own.
I would not have came back to class.
So I'm like, okay. So I go back there, and thank goodness, one of the lunch ladies was my bus driver, and she knew my reputation as a goody two-shoes little boy. So I go back there, and I'm like, where'd you even go?
She's not going
told me
with
to
you.
go.
Yeah, I
I'm
started
going to the
walking
bathroom,
around.
getting a drink, taking a couple laps, and be back all
Oh,
hang low.
it gets better. It gets better.
Okay.
Getting embarrassed sucked, because I don't know, little me. I was a nervous wreck socially for a long time. And so I couldn't live that down for a good while. But I got over it
Until
eventually.
he met me in 4th grade, and we're like,
Dude, it was
well,
second.
We're best friends now.
It was early
second
second.
grade. I pushed him off the slide, very top. Well, he almost died. He's like,
Dude, I feel like I accidentally hurt you more than you purposely
we're
hurt
best
me.
friends now.
Is that actually how you guys met?
Nah, I think we were playing.
Either like, it was like Foursquare or something, probably.
Yeah, it was just Foursquare.
Or
But
on the swings.
You
anyways,
guys the more you're talking, the more I'm reminding myself of funny stories.
Yeah,
and it's a good thing.
I
It's
thought of
because
two.
you're like, let's go.
I thought of two.
So I go directly there because I'm a good boy and I listen to instructions, even though they were stupid instructions. And I go to the lunch lady that was my bus driver because I was more comfortable with her. And I go, and they have no idea why I'm there. They're like, "Hey, did you leave something? Like, what's going on?" I'm going, "Oh, I have to go and say I'm sorry." And they're like, "Why?" And they're like already looking outside. I'm like, So I got in trouble for throwing food, and I don't know why I said that instead of like, "You listen to this. You're not gonna believe this." But I'm like, they're like, throwing. We already cleaned up. We didn't see anything. Like, you hit somebody, or like, why are you apologizing to us? I'm like, oh, well, it was on the table, and I put it on the tray, but I like kind of did that, and it went up, and then I just lost it on the floor, and they're like, we sweep anyways.
we do not care.
And yeah, that's exactly what they said.
Exactly.
And the one, do you remember Donna? She was my bus driver, but she was like, no BS, like strict, and like even the kids, like I liked her, but even the kids, she's like, what do you want? This is this. No, you have to have this. Go. I'm like, okay, but she was like, you go back there and you tell her that we do not care at all. Like, you try to put it on your tray, and I'm like, all right. And I go back there, and I was so scared. I enter the door, I enter the room, and she's like, so what did you learn? And I said,
What did you say? I'm ready for this. 'Cause I couldn't imagine going in like, they said they didn't care.
They didn't give up.
she's like, what'd you learn? And I said, the lunch ladies sweep the floor anyways. I sat down.
That is ultimate sass, bro. They sweep it anyway.
I wish
Goodbye,
I
sit
wish I
down.
would have been like more sassy with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I learned the lunch ladies sweep the floor anyways. But but I'm like, the lunch ladies sweep the floor anyways. And like shuffled onto my seat. And then I sat down and I just like did my quiz or whatever. That was one of two that I remember. The other one was I had to use the bathroom really, really bad. I swear, dude, I had stomach problems in first grade. I don't know what was wrong with me. I rarely went home for like stomach issues. You know the kids that did that?
Tummy aches, yeah.
Yeah, I rarely did that. But I always had stomach issues, dude. Like it hurt so bad. And so I always like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom? And I did like twice a day for like maybe one day a week. I did twice a day. I don't know if it was a meal or whatever, but one day she just got fed up with it. Like silent reading time. I remember this. I remember I was sitting next to my crush at the time too, so it was extra embarrassing. And I'm like, hey, can I go to the
She's still single, bro.
Can I go to the bathroom, bro? Yeah. And she's like, no, you do this too often. You already went once today. I'm like, I'm not trying to go home. Like, all right, so I can't go to the bathroom, and it's stomach issues, bro. I didn't have to go number one. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm sitting there trying to finish my quiz, and bro, it just happened. Like, statute of limitations is up. It just happened. It just happened.
You just admitted.
And I went back. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom, and she goes, no, and I left. So I'm like,
You just admitted to shitting yourself on the.
it was like it was a shard. It was not a shit. It was a shard. All right.
Okay.
But
Mad
I mean,
respect.
I mean,
Respect.
I mean, it's all happened. You say you could deny it or not. It's
I think I got off pretty clean. Well, not clean.
No honking.
not clean, but I don't think anyone noticed.
Yeah.
But I just came back and she's like, "You gonna finish your quiz now?" And I go, "Yeah, I feel a lot better, thanks." Like,
That's
but
funny.
that was one of the few times.
Do you want me to go or
you?
you?
I have a quick one.
All right.
So one thing, this was my third grade teacher, and I was always pretty like decently quiet when I was younger in school, and I would shrug a lot, and just like I don't know, anyone would talk to me, and I'd be like, I don't know.
Shrug, yeah.
So my teacher like came up, and I could tell she was having this like serious voice, like we need to talk about something. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is
this?
going on here? Because
I
I
got
know
this
I
one.
don't do anything stupid, and she's like, God, Jacob, we gotta talk about something, and she's like, I noticed you do this a lot, and she's like, what does that mean exactly? And I was just like, and she's like, just explain to me. I'm like, I think it means I don't know.
Yeah, it's a shrug.
I don't really know
It's
what
a
it means,
shrug.
bro.
My brain's empty. I'm in third grade, dude. Like,
And she's like, why do you do it so often? I'm like, because I don't know a lot, I guess. And she's like, all right, well, let's just not do that anymore. I'm like, okay.
it's like, all right.
Hi. But it was like casual. Like people would say hi to me. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
Just a
Can you talk,
mannerism.
Can you talk about what? Oh, he hasn't been on before. Can you talk about the one time you got in trouble for saying a bad word? that
Oh,
you didn't
yeah,
understand?
Yeah. Tristan, I mean, we all know him. Most of you guys probably know him. One time, like we're dudes being dudes and stuff. So I like learned this new bad word. So I say it to him. He's like I don't know if it like really offended him. And he had just like ripped off like 10 bad words. He's like, bro, I'm telling on you. I'm like,
I knew it.
Oh my God, you're telling
knew
on
it.
me. 10 minutes later, I go around. We split up. We start doing something at recess. Teacher walks up to me. She's like, Jacob, you got to stand on the wall. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you can't say that word. I'm like, I don't even know what that word means.
There's
I heard it in the movie.
always kids like that. But they'll just rattle, and then you do it, and they're like, I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Like,
Then I was-
You know the old phrase, "Ye who lives in a glass house shouldn't throw stones."
yeah.
Then I was sitting there. I'm like, should I just tell her what he said, bro? Like, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Retaliate, bro.
But no, dude, I went and stood on the freaking wall.
One story that got me in trouble, and so you know that trick where here, hold my mic real quick. Kind of close. You put your hands in front of your head, and then you like bang a wall or something, or a desk, and your hands hit first, but it looks like you're
Yeah,
hitting
yeah.
your head.
Yeah.
So Owen, who's been on the show before, he showed me how to do that. He did that one. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious, dude. Because I was a kid, so it looked like he was smoking his head, and it made a loud boom. So I was in class, I was practicing, I was doing it on my desk, and the teacher got tired of it. So after like the third time, I would go and hit my hands, and again, I was trying to make people believe I was smacking my head. She's like, don't do that again. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? And like this was 4th grade, and like I was cool with the teacher. She's cool with me. Like we were all fine. I was gonna do it, but then stop like an inch. You know where this is going. Like an inch before. Like
Was
fake
your head
it
too heavy?
to fake her out, and we'll have like a laugh. And I'm like, dude, I'll stop like a mile before. I won't even get close. I'll just go like, and for some reason I go the loudest one of them all. I actually smoke my head. I get in trouble. I don't know if I got it. I don't think I got a detention or anything. But she's like, "Go out in the hall right now." And in my head, I'm like, "I can't believe we just did that." My head hurts. I was gonna
retarded.
Yeah. I was supposed to pull up, but I didn't. I just smoked my head. Got in trouble for it. I'm like, dang, this sucks. So I went. I sat on the hall and got in trouble. And she came out. She gave me a talk like, listen to me. You're being a disruption and all this stuff. It was hilarious.
We had a kid in 7th grade who one time, he's like, yo, he like set an apple down. He's like, I'm going to bust this with my head. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
And he's like sitting there. No one's really watching him. And out of the corner of my eye, I see him slam his head into this apple so freaking hard. The pieces go like 10 feet. He
got
makes
it.
direct contact into the table and he sits up. He's like, damn. That was nice.
He went to the apple, and his head went all the way down to the table.
Like he got no one's attention. He literally just told a couple guys, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna break this apple with my head."
He sat there for 5 minutes, like lining it up, like keep focusing up. He's like, now's the time, dude. It was so quiet too. Like you know like the whole lunchroom's talking. All of a sudden, like one table just gets quiet, and the next table like, what the? All right, you know, it was like that kind of quiet. And he goes.
We made him do it again. Somebody got a video.
How old is this?
I don't have the video.
This was from 7th grade.
Oh, so it's not terrible. I got another video from when I was in not video, but sorry, when I was in 6th grade. We were sitting in the like homeroom because like you had ELA, math, science, and then English. I think was or no, you went to an English. No.
English was your homeroom.
English was your homeroom, and you went to history and math. And so I was sitting there, and then we got like a paper, and he got an assignment, and he was going around, and he's like, all right, guys. And again, this was like a really cool teacher. Like, he was very like fluctuating, like depending on the day.
Oh, he was I know he was a volatile teacher.
Yeah, depending on the
weird.
day, like was his mood
and the person.
And I thought that day he was feeling good, and like I was on good terms with him. He was on good terms with me, like, you know, no problems. Sitting there, and he's like, all right, guys. And like other people were joking with him that day, and he's like, all right, guys, you gotta do this paper, and you gotta do like 500 words. I'm like,
6th grade, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I'm like, what if I don't want to? And I made a dumb face, like obviously joking with him, and I was expecting him to, you know, be like, sorry, you just got us. I'm like, what if I don't want to? He's like, well, then you can write me 1,000 words, or like write that I will listen to you 100 times on a piece of paper. And I was like, and that's when everything in the class got quiet. Everything turned to me, and my smile slowly went away. I was like, oh, wait, is this not a joke? He wasn't joking. I made this little innocent joke, and then he made me write, like, I don't remember what I was like, I will listen to you, or I will obey, or I will do what I'm told, like 100 times. It was like 4 papers. I just had to write the whole thing during recess. I'm like, just tried to make a joke.
I was sick for 2 days in that class, and we had to do this atom project, build an atom. So I missed 2 days, and then the day we're supposed to present, like it's all built, and then my partner misses that day. I had no idea what was going on. Like he assigned, gave us the whole class to work on it. My partner did it, and you know, I'm like sensible. I thought the teacher would be like, "Oh yeah, this is what you got to do. Just do it." But no, I had to present this thing. So I hold up Freon. I'm like, I think Freon's in toothpaste. I don't really know anything else about it. Loki looks pretty dope.
You said that? Nice.
Dude, then one time I told that teacher, I'm like, bro, you should have like theme song music when you walk in the door, you know, because he's a bigger guy, real tall. And he's like, what you mean by that? And I was like, no. Then he's like, I'm just kidding. He's like, that would be cool.
So,
wait, I had another story.
Okay. So, do you remember there was towards the end of the year in his class, do you remember doing a extra credit, like a volunteer extra credit thing about diodes?
I remember.
Yeah, I did that.
Me too.
I was like the only person in my class that did it.
I didn't do research on the right thing called diode. I looked up. So a diode, I know now, I'm trying to find what the other thing I looked up is. I can't find it. A diode that we were supposed to do is like a 2-terminal electric pathway for like electrons. And it's really handy, huge invention. I did research on what I kind of recall was like a beauty product. And I'm like, this is not invented by anybody listed on the parameters of the extra credit thing. But I was doing it the night before, and I remember was thinking like, dude, all the other people that said they needed the extra credit and said they would do it, like I can easily like outperform them, so I wouldn't look that bad. Oh my god. So I get up there, I do the presentation, and like for some reason the product was like, I don't know, it was kind of like interesting and like science based. So I'm like, okay, this kind of relates to what I was talking about.
You guys want to see the video real quick?
Oh yeah, throw the video up. Oh, slow motion.
He just
very good. So like, and it related to something we were talking about like the week before. So I'm like, this has got to be it. This got to be it. So I just did it, and I finished the presentation. The man says nothing to me.
Wait, were you first? You had to notice you were wrong.
No, I was first. Oh. So the man says nothing to me. Nothing at all. He looks at me, and I look over at one time, like midway through, and he's like, so I'm like, oh god. So I keep going, I finish, and then before he says, because he's like ready to ask me questions, as I finish, right as he's about to ask some questions, I go, I think I did the wrong diode. And he goes, you think? And I go, good. So get some credit. He's like, I'll see what I can do. All right.
So story that reminded, it was in the same class, and it's a famous project, the pencil or the popsicle stick bridge.
Oh yeah, I
with
love
like
that.
glue.
Oh, I killed it.
And the popsicle stick. So the design was, you had to build a bridge, and it would be supported on 2 ends by books. In the middle would slowly be stacked on more and more weight, so your bridge would have to try to survive, right? And with ours, you can only use what are they called? Popsicle sticks?
Yeah.
Is that the full word?
Yeah.
Popsicle
Seems
sticks?
long.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say sticks. You have to use sticks and glue, and that's it. And it also has to be in a weight limit, so you can't.
No huffing any glue.
Yeah, you only got a certain amount of like sticks too.
Yeah.
You can have, and then you had a whole weight.
Yeah,
and
we asked them. It was me and Gavin who did it. And we're like, say, if someone were to throw away their sticks, any spare sticks, this is up for grabs. He's like, if you were within the weight. So we were thieving people's sticks, like sticks in their actual project. We're like,
I hate people breaking the rules like
Even 'em.
that, but it
Well,
makes sense. It applies.
This story, Brock was my partner, who's also been on the same episode with Owen. He was my partner, and they had the exact opposite problem, dude. We were trying to cut as much off as we can because like we could not get under the weight. Like we were like 3/4 done with our bridge, weighed it over. We're like, bro, we were just like, this is like the rough draft. We gotta like finalize it and put a few more supporting ports on. We're over the weight, and we asked him like, yo, what's the doc if you're over the weight? And he's like, it was like maybe like a half of a grade, you know. So if you were get 100 on it, you'd only get like 95 or like a 92, like very very serviceable. So we're like, is there any like range, like for each portion you go over the weight limit, do you get doc more? He's like, no, it's either you hit it or you don't. Me and Brock look at each other, we're like, let's just do it, let's load it up, because there was no limit on glue. You did not have a glue limit. We were dunking this thing in glue, just soaking it. We came up with a name for it. Its name was Big Easy because it was just a massive bridge. And that centerpiece that held that main weight,
Yeah.
chain or whatever, loaded that thing. Like literally days we just spent covering it with sticks, glue, everything. This thing was the heaviest bridge he has ever seen. Like it was absolutely massive. It got second, which is really good. Like this thing crushed. It made it to that final stage.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you get to a final level, you go up on like the elementary school stage,
Yeah,
and
mine
you go
made
up
it to
there,
that.
yeah, and you put on the weight there. We only got beat by one person. Their bridge was really good. We put it up there, and it was heavy. Like he was putting on plates, like 45-pound plates, and it was just surviving.
Heck yeah.
And like I think we even had everyone cheering Big Easy at one point because like we were kind of like the underdogs or like kind of the stars of the show because everyone was like Big Easy,
The
Big
meme
Easy, because
bridge.
everyone knew it. Everyone knew this massive tank up there, and it's just hogging weight, and it was hilarious. Greatest decision we ever made to just say screw the weight limit. We'll take the points. Let's get. Because also, I think if you survive the amount of weight, you get points too. You know, so if we didn't do the weight limit, like we made the weight limit points, we have a minute, hopefully. If you didn't hit the weight limit, like you didn't match, then you lose points there. So we definitely made that. So like we probably evened out if we did decide to go under the weight limit of like the max your thing can be. But it was funny. It was a good time. Such a good decision. But
Alright, guys, if you want to listen to more about some sick bridges, watch episode 98.
next episode that comes out.
It's going to be out.
Yeah.
Quick minute.
See you guys.
Let me